Hey, my perfect Pisces, and welcome to your weekly general reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance, please do check out your moon reading, general love reading, and general abundance reading, which is more career and finance oriented. Otherwise, if you enjoy these readings, please do like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the June readings I will be putting up shortly. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started at this. We will go ahead and read these all upright. We don't do reversals on the weekly, but we do on all of the bonus readings and monthly readings, etc. Just to let you know. So it does look like for you guys, you are moving forward. Okay, so I feel like you've gotten to a point where you're at least moving forward, right? For a while, I'm getting the vibe that some of you either felt like you were staying still, stagnant, or you were constantly falling into something. So like every time you took a step forward, it was like, bam, something came up and you felt like you were taking 3 steps back, right? So it was like you kind of just weren't able to get where you wanted to be, right? You were trying. And whether it was work, whether it was a relationship, it was like every time something would kind of get off the ground and you'd start feeling like you were making progress, something would come up and just kind of, that's the vibe I'm feeling for most of you. I don't know why I'm feeling that. I don't know. And maybe you're like, no, you're crazy. But I definitely feel like for some of you, you really feel like, you know, you were doing the right thing, putting the effort into it, but it was just like random things were happening, right? Like repairs would come up that would set you back financially. Or, you know, you'd be in a relationship and then you'd find something out about somebody, or, you know, things would just fizzle for no reason and you had no idea why. You know, it's just like a ghosting situation or something like that. But it was just like every time you felt like you were starting to make progress, bam, step back. But I feel like now you kind of feel like whatever situation it is that you were struggling with a little bit, working towards, you are moving forward. So I do feel like that's a positive for you for sure. This Knight of Cups, I do feel like is somebody coming in for you that's helping you with this movement forward. So this could be somebody for, if you are of the particular part here where, take it as it resonates, you are dealing with, you know, jobs and finance, abundance, those kinds of things. That I do feel like this may be an opportunity, somebody who's offering you a job, helping you with connections, maybe offering you partnerships or investment opportunities, those kinds of things. But also for some of you, it could be, you know, if this is a relationship situation, this could be your knight in shining armor, really. You know, maybe you're like, I'm ready to move forward, start a new relationship, even though I've been through 50 really just shady ones, or ones that didn't work out, or sketchy ones, or maybe just one really, really bad one and you weren't ready to move forward from it, right? You were like, I've thought about dipping my toes in the water. I maybe even looked out there at the dating pool a little bit, but I was like, just hesitant. No thanks. But this person is coming along and it's making you, you know, ready to take that leap, make that, you know, go forward on the situation of dating front, relationship front. But I do feel like this is definitely a knight in shining armor for you in whichever reference you're looking at, to kind of help keep perpetuating your forward motion, right? And your growth. And then this I kind of feel is your energy, this Page of Swords energy, because I do feel like you're, you know, this card is always one that I find particularly interesting, because the person, if you kind of look at the way they're swinging the sword forward, right? They're ready to go forward. They're strongly, you know, swinging their sword forward, headed in a forward motion, good progress, that kind of thing, strong strength, all that. But they're still kind of keeping an eye on the past, right? But that's really, really intelligent, okay? Because what's that old saying, you know, those who ignore history are destined to repeat it, right? And this is where you're shining, right? You're remembering all of the things that maybe happened to you, all of the things that maybe you took a misstep that caused you to have to take steps back, you know, and I'm not particularly talking about the ones that just happened to you, because for some of you, I'm getting that feeling that stuff just happened to you. You know, maybe an illness, maybe a medical condition, maybe, like I said, things happen with, you know, repairs and things like that when maybe you were trying to get ahead financially, things like that, you know, but things that you were out of your control. But for some of you, you know, it's just kind of it's a learning process though. So even then, even the things like that, maybe you're thinking, how could I have better protected it? How could I have maybe been more prepared for certain things? Could I start setting aside some extra emergency funds, or maybe I could be better insured, or, you know, if it's a situation like that, okay? And if it's a relationship situation, maybe if you got into some relationships that were fizzling or weren't great, maybe you're looking back and thinking, okay, what was my history here with those relationships that maybe led to that. Was I self-sabotaging, or was I picking the wrong type of people that just weren't good fits for me in the first place? Maybe I was picking based on the wrong criteria. I was picking based on those I found attractive rather than those that matched me, more emotionally, spiritually, mentally, those kinds of things. But again, I feel like this is where you're learning, right? You're looking back and you're strongly moving forward, ready to take it on, continue with this forward motion, especially with this person that's coming in to make it easier for you, more fluid. But you're still keeping your eye on the past in regards to how can I improve on anything that I could have done differently or better, or at least prepared for in a different way. So good for you in that regard, because again, everything's a learning experience. We never stop learning until we die and, take our last breath. So as long as you're still learning, whether you're 2 or 102, you're doing fantastic, right? So let's see what we got here. Whoops, on our challenge cards. I apologize. We have thrown some cards. What our challenge card is for you. This is kind of what would be your biggest challenge to overcome. So it's strength. And I feel like for most of you, a lot of you with this, it's either or. So for some of you, I feel like strength is like you're your own biggest enemy here, though, regardless. Some of you are so strong-willed, okay, that you get in your own way. And for others of you, I feel like you are kind of harnessing your strength a little too much, right? You're holding your strength back because you've seen some missteps, or you've seen some things bad that have happened, or you've seen some things go amiss, so you're not really ready to unleash your full strength or potential, because you're kind of like, I want to feel this out. So you're being tentative. And you don't necessarily want to be tentative. If you've got the help, you've got the assistance, you've got the opportunities, you want to really go for it. Strike while the iron's hot, right? So that may be something you want to do. You're still keeping your eye out. You're still being, logical and pragmatic about things, but you are, using all your strengths to really push forward, right? But others, of you, I do feel like, for some of you, you're your own worst enemy because you are the exact opposite. You are too bullheaded, too strong-willed, and you will just jump into things without really thinking them through. And so even if you are looking back, you're still like, okay, let me see. I could have fixed that. I could have fixed that. I could have done this different. I could have. And your strength is that is really more of a control issue than strength, right? It's like, I could do all this. I could have fixed this. I could have made this better. I could have, and you can't. Really, you can't, right? You can't make anybody else do something else. You cannot control the way other people think. You can only control the way you react to it. So that's kind of the main thing to keep in mind. All right, so let's see what we have here on the Psychic deck on the 8 of Wands to elaborate. And we have prosperity begins. All right. So again, I do feel like this is where you start to move forward. You're starting, it's beginning, right? This is where, again, you've been up against challenges. You've been up against, some hardships, maybe some missteps, different things where, you've had some steps forward that have been followed by multiple steps back. But I do think this is where you start to actually make your strides forward. You're actually making progress. Prosperity is beginning for you. So I think whether this be financially, however it resonates for you, whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been struggling with and are trying to move forward, whether it's relationship or whether it is, career, finance oriented, I think this is moving forward for you and starting something very lucrative or abundant, rather, let's say, because it could be relationship wise. So let's see here what we've got from the Moon deck, and this is on the Nine of Cups and the Strength card, Change. Okay, and again, I do feel like this is something where you have the opportunity for change, right? You have the opportunity coming in to help you with change in your relationship status, changes in your, the way you are living your life as far as, your abundance, your career, your finance, your relationships, all of these things can change. But again, you need to control your strength in a way that is going to be a catalyst for that change, okay? So if you are one who is too strong, bullheaded, pushy, kind of jump at things, go, 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 you may need to change that attitude and tone it back a little bit, be a little bit less, you know, gung-ho, because that may be where you've made some things happen that have caused you to have to take steps back and recollect and say, oops, my bad, because you've made that, okay? And for others of you, again, that you've got the strength and you're harnessing it a little too much, you may need to change that and not have so much fear about it and just say, you know what, I am a strong person and I can do this. Let's push a little bit more. A happy medium kind of situation, right? That's what you kind of need here. So for those of you who are over the top, maybe tone it down. And for those of you who are kind of harnessing too much of your strength, you have all of this power to use to make this growth, make this projection forward. You know, if you're just kind of withholding it all, you know, you're not really getting the full potential out of yourself. So you need to kind of change the way you're viewing those kinds of things in order to use your strength to the best of its ability, right? So let's get a guardian angel card down here on your page of swords, and hopefully we will get some information on that to close you out, okay? So let's see what we've got here. All right, Raphael. Okay, so Raphael is like a healing angel, one that will kind of give you insight that you need to kind of heal, well-being, that kind of thing. And I do think this is something that you are, you know, you need information. You need somebody to kind of be there for your, you know, your healing, your mental well-being, those kinds of things. Because again, I do think that a lot of what it is that you may be your own worst enemy. You're either too tentative or you're over the top, right? You need to kind of moderate out. And I do think that Raphael will help you with that. They will help he will help level you a bit. And that's something that you need so that you are able to balance moving forward while also kind of seeing where you may have made some missteps or done some things in the past that you wish you could change, but not in a controlling way, right? In a way that's healthy and going to be good for you going forward so that you can be your most prosperous self. So I think everything will be fine for you as long as you find that middle ground, balance, and move forward with the strength that you have, not too much, and not harness it so much that it's not going to behoove you. But other than that, I do definitely see you have every opportunity here to grow and be prosperous, whether it be in a relationship or in abundance, finance, those kinds of things as well. So if this resonated with you, please do like, subscribe, share. Otherwise, I hope to see you back for your June readings. Bye.